How you doing, Ralfy? Ralfy Customs. A bit of a finish your frame off and start a new frame, this one. So welding, fettling, and plenty of fucking engineering. Folks, I don't know if this will make it to the final cut. Anyway, what I've done is drilled a pilot hole for the front bolt that's going to go in there. We're going to make a threaded insert next that welds into the frame, and then we'll have a clearance hole in the cover, and that bolt goes in. And we've utilised these rears. We've put some natty washers on, and we'll blend that MIG in nicely. Probably TIG round the back. Depends what it's like when we flip it over. Oh, not filming it very well, but you get the picture. So I can break these tacks off, lift this off, weld up the back of this, clean it up, drill it out to clearance. That's done. Then we're going to go over to the lathe. Happy days. We're going to make the threaded insert out of this. I'm going to put an M6 hole up it. And I'm thinking I can make it 10 or 12 mil outer diameter, and that'll give us plenty to weld to, like, and we ain't got to drill too big a hole in the backbone to weld to as well, which is a win-win. So I think that's where we're gonna go. Where you fucking go, Cholla? Dibby Cholla! You pick the bones out of that and that. Look. And a nice fucking straightened and symmetrical and fucking TIG welded sissy bar. Oh, thank you. It's our DBs fell over, look. What I'm doing is, if I can find the fucker, I can't. Oh, here we go. I'm gusset, making gussets for his gearbox and engine mount. So I need 3 gussets in there. We'll get them welded in. And then we're going to weld it up and give it a clean up ready for him to come and collect. And here we are, exactly 1 full day later. And we've gusseted. Ooh, and we've fettled. And we've welded and we've smoothed. And we've done everything that you do. We've put a nice one of my natty patented shin finder side mounts, which is still fucking on there. So that's that. And away she blows, Captain. Away she fucking blows. Righto, pot pickers. One frame ends, another begins. We've got another triumph, like mine. Only this is a later one that comes already with a nicer 3-spoke fucking wheel, so not them fugly things that I had to deal with. And the bigger brakes and all that. It's better running gear, to be fair. It's a bit of a later model. But what I'm really happy to announce is I'm going to spend a couple of hours over at the fucking lathe making the headstock. So let's get on and get on. Here we go, as ever. The thrilling procedure of cutting off a couple of blanks from this hydraulic rod, which we're about used up. I'm going to have to try and get some more. So, got a chunk cut off. And we've got a WNM fucking G. I believe they are, these inserts. We're going to face it up. A bloody ripper, these are. We don't need the centre so much. So that's going to be bored out with somewhere close to a 30mm hole up it. So we'll leave that bit. We'll just work away across like so. A little bit more. There we go. I'm happy with that. Happy days. So, what we now need to do is knock the diameter down. Turn the DRO on. Knock the diameter down to 40 mil this end, which is quite a fucking cut because these are about 60. So let's have a look. We'll touch on there and then we'll have a measure, ain't it? So we have got 59.21. So I'm a DLO, X is 59.21. Enter. Now we need to chip away at that. Take it down to 57. The old lathe slows down, look. Proper working hard, that is. But just as it should. There we go. So, get rid of that. Because that is nasty. And I'll keep going. I'll go 54. And so on and so forth. What I've not taken into account, so I've got blank here, look. There's a fucking step. It's 50 mil there, which meets the outer tube when we make the headstock complete, like. So I'm going to go another 3 mil along. So we'll just back out a little bit. We'll take it down to 13. Which is there. Once we get down to 50 mil, we'll revert to the 10 mil along. So it'll leave us with a little standoff, like. So there we go, 50 mil, final cut down to 13. Come on, motherfucker. 50 mil. I'm not fucking about with that. The day I'm having, you'll end up grabbing me. So we'll take that down. Like so. I wish it would chip up, but it's not, is it? So 13. Yeah. And then I go 47. And so on and so forth, down to 40 mil. 10 mil. 10 mil along, if you like. So you can join me when we're there. All right, you join me as we just do the finishing cut. You will notice this that part's a lot longer than it was before because I was making it 5 mil too short. Oops. So now it's 15 mil of 40 or thereabouts. And then we've got that step to 50 mil, which is where the tube will come. And then we're going to have a radius and up to the outside diameter. So what I need to do is just take that down to 59 mil, which takes off the chrome. Like that. And then when we flip it around, we'll be good to go. So I'll just switch this out to a button insert. Slow things down a bit. And now we can work out the radius, like so. Again, stringy fucking shit this is. So we're going to bring it so the front of the tool touches that 50mm radius. Which is about there. And then just feed it in. Slightly. Come on. There we go. Just touched off. Just do that till it's smooth. And Bob's your answer. So that's this end done, if you like. Well, if you don't like it, it's fucking done. What I need to do is get boring. So we're going to take this centre out now to somewhere around 30mm. I've got a drill bit that's close enough, so we'll go to that. So as always, we'll start with the centre drill, then a pilot drill, and now this almighty one. Now we've slowed it down. Got the water on. We'll work this one through. And now we go with that. Get that out of the way. So, lots of fucking curly whirlies there, isn't there? Hey, boys and girls. Well, mostly boys. I think there's one girl watches. So, that's that end done. Now, I can let that, just play that on there. I'm going to grab a bit of tube. Hold on, bear with. Right. This is the tube that, there we go. That'll do me. That's nice. No wrong with that. I'm good for a weld. So, happy days. What we've got here, look. There's me, started doing one with a built-in steering stop for another job and changed my mind on it, but I can keep that as my reference. So, that's done. I can spin that around and hold it by the skinny bit, if you like. Let's give that a quick blowout. I really need to take my truck apart and give it a good clean. But what I can do now is I'll get this chucked up. What I'll probably do is turn the other one down to match that off camera, and then I'll chuck one up this way around like that, look. Face it off, clean it up to that 59, and then we can bore it out to set of bearings, and they'll both be slightly different because they're slightly different on these Triumph frames. So off camera I'll get this in and do the same, so we'll have a matching pair. Okay, so we're back. Sorry, turn that noise off. We're back and we swapped out to a boring bar. Quick tidy up off camera. I'm just going to make a slight cut and see what's fucking what size wise. So what's that doing? Oh, I'm not happy with that. Hold on, I might have to have a fucking rethink. I might change my tooling. Bear with, I've changed my tooling. Alright, I switched out to my favourite little boring bar, but the tip was fucked, so the insert was fucked. So we're like third time fucking lucky here. You know what I mean? Right, let's fucking call that. Just get all the way in, like, well, good way in. And then we can measure that. And we want 54.9. And we have 34.83 is the biggest, 84 is the biggest I can make it. So double check. 34.83 We're getting on very well there. Fucking hell, here we go. And that is 34.82. 34.82. So X equals 34.82. Cheers and thanks for coming. And we need to go 16 deep. So we'll do that. Which is down to, come on, any minute now, 15 and a half, 16 on the nose. So I will keep taking that out. 34.82, we'll take that out to 37. Get rid of the change, which is there. And I'll keep machining away until we get nearer to side. So we're about there. We are just coming up 54.950. And hopefully that won't squealy too much and fuck up the finish, but it's going to take a bearing, you know, it'll never be seen. And we are there. Righto, so break that edge. And that's it. Now that's the bottom one almost done. Unfortunately, what I've realised is the steering stem is bigger at that end where the bearing is bigger than the hole that I've fucking bored. So I need to do a bit of relief work inside of it, like, but you won't be able to see that. I can't get the camera in there to show you that, but there you go. That's pretty much one bearing ring for the headstock made. The top one's a bit of a simpler affair because the stem's smaller than this 30 whatever size hole that is. Have a look. 30.16. And the bearing is 30 mil, so it's going to be fucking tight in that hole. So I'll just relieve that off camera, and then I'll bore this one out to take the top bearing, face it off and all that. Bob's your answer. So yeah, one down, one to go, and then we'll get them tigged into a bit of tube that'll make it a finished headstock in the right length. Righto, so there's a bit of relief. Look, see a little step in there inside. That's so that you can get something behind to knock the bearing. And the one where my finger is, that's so that the stem don't foul the inside of the fucking headstock. Yeah, there's the top one done with a smaller bearing. Takes a smaller bearing and the shaft is smaller, so the stem, I should say. So there's the top and the bottom of it. Be a short little fucking headstock at that, won't it? So what I'm going to do is cut a piece of this tube longer than that, the right length, face it off to the right length, clean everything up and get them tigged in. So there's my bit of tube. Drops on, that drops in. I'll TIG weld those ends up. Happy days. And there she fucking blows, Captain. Red hot. It fucking is red hot. You get the picture. If it'll focus, you get the fucking picture. Come on, focus. Come on, here we go. So that bit of tube's tigged in. That's the top, I think. Yeah. That's the bottom. That's the headstock. Onto the axle plate. Well, snuff box type things. Pillboxes, we're calling them. Fuck me. So, here's my drawing, look. Pillbox, a snuff crossed out. Pillbox axle plates. So, I'm going to cut a couple of bits of this, a couple of bits of that, a few bits of this and that, and all of the other. These two bits of this will get welded together like that, and they'll get a slot cut in them for the axle. So, that's the first job on the agenda, is to cut two bits of this at 75-ish, maybe 100. No. They all vary a bit, like, because they're all handmade, aren't they? Each one's different. No mass-produced fucking same as everybody else's kind of stuff here, is there? That's two bits of that welded together. If it'll free the beast, then we can get that marked out, ready to cut a slot in. Righto, so here's those two welded together, marked up, marked out. We're going to do some plunge milling with slotting drill, call it. It's an end mill, isn't it? Slotting end mill. I believe that's the way. Every time I've done these, I've encountered the various difficulties because there's a few ways of doing it, and I'm yet to find my sweet spot. In the meantime, I'm just working on another component here. Look, these are fits top and bottom between the ends of the tube that forms the end of the pillbox light. These are uprights that are welded in place, and they all need to be 45mm long. So basically, I've cut them out, and I've milled one end flat, which is that end. And now we've set a stop, so I can drop another one in place, but I can't do it one-handed against that stop, look. And that will be 45mm long, so all of those will be the same. Right, so that's the bits for the covers of the axle pillbox fucking axle plates. Here's the bits for the outers for the tube part. They're going to be split in half, and that's going to go in the gap. A little bit of weld prep outside to the outside edge. Yeah, I'll go that way down on the bit that's over in the milling machine. So it is next on the agenda is get these fucking slots milled out, and then we can start splitting them bits of tube and welding everything together. Right, it's 12 o'clock, dark out in the morning, the following day. And what we're going to do is we're going to drill that out 17mm. We're going to move halfway along, which is half of 36, so 18. Do another 17mm, and then hit the last one at 36 with another 17mm. So we've zeroed our digital readout. We've locked off our y-axis, so we're going to do it all on the x-axis. What I'm going to do first is go in with this fucking hell spot drill, if I can get it out one-handed. We're going to spot drill it just to get itself started on all 3 points, and then we're going to move our way back with a 17mm blacksmith drill, which means it's 17mm, but it's got a small shank, so the chuck can hold it. We'll have to slow the mill down to do that, I think. Where are we at? I think we're on 535. We're on a slowest speed in the fast lane. We'll switch to the fastest speed in the slow lane for the drilling and boring once we've done it with a spot drill. So I'll get this set on a tripod, and we'll get that done. After we've drilled, we can then go in with a 19mm, well 3/4 this is, which is just over 19mm, and that'll leave it like 2mm to cut. This is the way I'll figure it. So we're going to do a 1mm each side, 40 thou cut. This is going to take every time, and we will plunge, move along, plunge, move along, plunge to make the 3 holes into one, and then we'll come, whatever the difference is. I need to recheck it. I need to measure it up properly. Whatever the difference is on the size we want to hit these lines, marking out lines. Yeah, happy days. So I'll get you on the tripod, and we'll get that drilled. And here we go. First one. Just spot that, like so. All the ways are locked off. Not a feel of that. There we go. One down. What we'll do now is undo the cross slide, and we'll move along until we see half of 38, which is 19, which should come quite quickly. If the twat this end fucking wangles the handle. 19. Come on. 19 on the nose. Lock the ways off again. Drill again. Nice and steady. And so on and so forth. You can join me when we're on to the 17mm. When we're actually drilling out with the 17mm, you can join me again. We're back again. I did take the liberty of drilling them out with a 1/4 drill bit, just to give this 17mm an heads up light. And what should be happening, although it don't seem to be, there we go, is that we're feeding in, we'll get those drilled out. Bear with, it's not quite fucking running how I'd like it. There we go. Yeah, I'll get them done. You can join me as we finish up. Righto, so we're on the last one. I've shifted you around a little bit, using the power feed to drive this 17mm bit through. And the middle one looks a little off. Ah, that's because I went 19 and not fucking 16. Sorry, 18. There you go. Don't matter, don't make no difference. Half of 36 is not 19, is it? Half of 36 is 18. So I'm a millimetre off with a middle hole there, it don't matter. All's well that ends well, and this will. So we're just coming up to the end on this cut. I'll just move the handle out of the way, you can't see that. We're going to work our way back now. We've switched out to that milling cutter. And basically, we're going to take the cut nice and steady, look. All the way through. Come on, baby. Quite a bit of material to get through, to be fair, like. Like so. Come on. And then we're going to move the bed along to the left by 2mm. Yeah, so we'll lift it up, look. Move the bed, bear with. Move the bed by 2mm, so that's 34 we're going to take it to. Near enough's good enough, 33.970. Nobody gives a fuck about that extra bit. And then we're going to take this cut, look. Yeah. Just nibble away. Lift it up. Another 2mm. So from 34 we go to 32. And we just keep working our way along there. I'll probably do, they call it time lapse, but it's not fucking time lapse, is it? It's fast forward. Time lapse is a load of stills stitched together. But I'll fast forward through a bit of this for you, like. And here we go with the last one. So we've worked all the way back. This is the final cut, the end of the slot. Now what we need to do is go back and very light pass on this face and that face to take it to size and to clean out all of these. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You see little ridges. Let me blow it off. Where misses. Right. So there's little ridges where we've been doing those plunge cuts, and we need to fuck them off. And we need to take this out to size. So get on and do that. So we've moved the job that way at 1/2 mil. And we need to come this way 1/2 mil after, but just gently take a clean up pass. So we pass the cutter through until it pokes its bum out, which is about there, will do for me. Lock the quill off and now send it. And we'll work away until we get to our 36 and then do the same on the back face. And that's a lot fucking done. Happy days. And there we have it. Try and show you. Hold on, let me just uncouple you. Bear with. Scream if you want to go faster. There we've got a nice clean slot. Sorted. And there we have it. Here's all the component parts. So these will be split in half and they'll sit on there. One each end. With a strip of that down the middle to make the oblong tube. Oval, the ovalated tube, and that'll make the covers. If you want to see how I get on and watch me making the frame that these belong to, together with the headstock, then follow along, folks. follow along. That just leaves me to thank you for watching. If you want to see me do the rest of the frame and you like what I say, give us a sub, give us a thumbs up. Makes a huge difference. Check out my merchandise and use code LUBE for 10% off. See my friends in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Big love, everyone. See you soon.